Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? I hope you're having a good weekend. So today I have a new book review for you, and that is on The Thief by Whalen. Let's start off with what The Thief is all about. Our main character is Jen, and the story begins with him in prison. He is there locked up for a while now. He's landed himself there because he was boasting about his thievery, about his awesome skills as a thief. And it's not until one night the King's Scholar, the Magus, visits him. So the Magus releases Jen from prison only to be used for one thing only, and that is to steal a very rare treasured item. Jen says he can steal anything, but what makes this task unusual is that this item has only been told in folklore, in fairy tale, and they don't even know if this object exists. But the Magus is certain of its location, and he needs Jen to steal it for him. And so if Jen is successful in stealing this rare treasure, the Magus believes that this object can bring kingdoms together and form alliances. And so we have Magus and Jen, who is accompanied by the King's Guard Pole, and we also have Magus's apprentices, who Jen refers to as Useless the Older and Useless the Younger, and I found that hilarious. Anyways, let's talk about the plot. The plot is... Okay, so for the first 150 pages, we have Magus, Jen, Useless the Younger, Useless the Older, Pole, on this journey to find this rare treasure. To say the least, it was a very long journey. There was a lot of descriptive writing of the setting and where they were going. I found the first 150 pages really dragging, very slow. Usually I try to read 100 pages each night, and it took me 2 days to get through 100 pages. I don't want to read about the olive trees or the fig trees or how stale the bread is, how much your feet hurt, Jen, or your hands, how tired you are. So it was pretty slow going, but what made the story at the beginning interesting, that was the different folklore and mythology she created in this book. At the end of the book there were extras, and she was inspired by Greek mythology and the gods, and so we get to see in this world the different stories that these people believed in about the earth, the sky, the lakes, and the first thief. So I found those parts of the books really interesting, learning about the different stories that these characters believed in. After reading 150 pages, they finally reached their destination and things went into high gear. Really fast-paced. There were some surprising twists and surprises as well. By the end of the book, I was really surprised and kind of content on the story. So the pacing and the plot was quite uneven, very slow in the beginning. It was difficult to get through in the beginning. It really picked up in the middle towards the end. So I was able to finish half of the book in one sitting. Yeah, so that was the plot. Let's talk about the characters next. We have Jen the Thief. I was really hoping that Jen would have a really sharp tongue, really witty, really sassy, kind of similar to Jace Whalen's character in the Mortal Instruments series. Jen is definitely funny, but his humor, his wit is different from Jace's. Jen's character, his humor is quite droll and at times quite snarky when he is in a pissed off mood. You know, it's time to take out the popcorn and start snacking, because that's when it gets entertaining. So Jen kind of has a more droll, deadpan sense of humor, which I really liked and was really subtle. I really liked that aspect of his character. It was really different from what I was expecting, but overall I thought his character was great. And so we have the other characters, the Magus, the King's Scholar, we have Useless the Younger, Useless the Older, and Pole. I haven't read an all-male character-driven book in a long while. You know, their characters didn't blow me away. There was a little bit of character development between all of the characters. They didn't really stray away from who they were from the beginning of the book till the end. One of the characters, Useless the Younger, his real name is Sophos. He was the most sweetest, sensitive male character I've read. His character blushes a whole lot, and Megan uses the word blush to describe whenever he's embarrassed or flushed. Blushing, blushes. No, I'm sure guys blush on occasion whenever they're embarrassed or whatnot, but I haven't read the word blush to describe when they are flushed or embarrassed. They're either, you know, their face is red or the heat rose in his face or something to that effect, but never the word blush, which I thought was the cutest thing ever. So for the most part, the characters were good. You know, the characters didn't blow me away. I thought Jen was a very interesting character, but the characters didn't have too much development throughout the story. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give The Thief, unfortunately, an unreadable rating. For a good portion of the beginning of the book, I was kind of set that this wasn't going over too well. Usually for me, if I'm not really captured in the first 100 pages or so, I'm going to be worried. A little worried of how the rest of the book will go. But after the gang reached their destination and the pacing picked up, things got really interesting, and I was really surprised, and I was very thankful that it did. By the end of the book though, I was quite torn on how I should rate this book. Even though the story did pick up the pace throughout the later half of the book, and there were some nice breakup and elements of the folklore and mythology that these characters believed in, you know, it kind of picked up a little too late in the book. So it was good overall. Didn't love it. So I hope you like this review, guys. Anyways, guys, have an awesome day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!